the Islamic Golden Age when Muslims saved civilization, while Europe was living in the Dark Ages, burning books, forgetting science, and losing the knowledge of the ancient world. Something extraordinary was happening in the Middle East. A civilization was rising that would become the most advanced on Earth in science, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and art. For over 500 years, from roughly 750 to 1258 AD, the Islamic world produced more scientists, more mathematicians, more physicians, and more philosophers than the rest of the world combined. This is the story of the Islamic Golden Age, the civilization that saved the ancient world, invented the modern world, and was erased from history books almost completely. The House of Wisdom. The story begins in Baghdad, a city that didn't exist in 750 AD, but within 50 years had become the largest city on earth. The Abbasid Caliph Harun al-Rashid, made famous in the stories of 1001 Nights, ruled over a city of over 1 million people. His son Al-Min founded the House of Wisdom in 830 AD, the greatest center of learning the world had ever known. Al-Min sent scholars across the known world to Greece, Persia, India, and Egypt with one mission: bring back every book you can find. Within a generation, the House of Wisdom contained the largest collection of books in human history, translated from Greek, Persian, Sanskrit, Syriac, and Coptic. The scientists who changed everything. The first giant of the Islamic Golden Age was Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, the man who invented algebra. The word algebra comes directly from his book, Al-Kitab al-Mukhtasar fi Hisab al-Jabr, the compendious book on calculation by completion. And the word algorithm, used billions of times every day in computers, comes from the Latin version of his name. Ibn al-Haytham, known in the West as Al-Haytham, invented the scientific method 600 years before Francis Bacon. Ibn Sina, known in the West as Avicenna, wrote the Canon of Medicine, a medical encyclopedia so comprehensive that it was used as the primary medical textbook in European universities for 600 years. Al-Biruni calculated the circumference of the Earth in the 11th century with an error of less than 1%. Al-Zahrawi, known in the West as Abulcasis, invented over 200 surgical instruments, many of which are still used in modified form today. The arts and architecture. The Islamic Golden Age was not just science. It was one of the greatest explosions of art, architecture, and culture in human history. The Great Mosque of Córdoba in Spain, built in 784 AD, is considered one of the most beautiful buildings ever constructed. Islamic poets like Rumi and Omar Khayyam wrote works of such profound beauty that they are still read and loved around the world today. Islamic cartographers drew the most accurate world maps of the medieval period, and Muhammad al-Idrisi's map of the world, created in 1154, was used by explorers for centuries. How Islam saved ancient knowledge. Perhaps the greatest contribution of the Islamic Golden Age was what it preserved. Works of Aristotle, Plato, Hippocrates, Euclid, and Archimedes, which were being lost or destroyed in Europe, were translated into Arabic and preserved in Islamic libraries. When these works were later translated back into Latin during the 12th century Renaissance, it was from the Arabic translations that Europe rediscovered its own ancient heritage. The fall. So what happened? How did the most advanced civilization on Earth, the civilization that was leading humanity into the future, fall? In 1258, the Mongols arrived at Baghdad. In 13 days, the Mongols destroyed what had taken 500 years to build. They killed between 200,000 and 800,000 people. They burned the House of Wisdom and threw so many books into the Tigris River that the water ran black with ink for days. The Mongol scholar Hulagu Khan reportedly said, "If the books contained knowledge already known to us, we have no need of them." If they contained knowledge unknown to us, they are dangerous. Historians argue that the destruction of Baghdad ended the Islamic Golden Age and set the entire Muslim world back by centuries. The legacy. But the knowledge survived. Not all of it, but enough. Every time you use algebra, you are using a gift from the Islamic Golden Age. Every time a doctor performs surgery, they are using techniques developed by Islamic physicians. Every time you look at the night sky, the stars have Arabic names. Aldebaran, Betelgeuse, Rigel Vega, Altair. These are Arabic names given by Islamic astronomers who mapped the heavens while Europe slept in darkness. The Islamic Golden Age lasted 500 years. It saved the ancient world. It invented the modern world. And it was almost completely erased from the history books we read in school. Subscribe, because next week we go inside the world of the Inca Empire.